saying? You're saying you're in a state.
Fuck it, yeah, but
Hey?
I don't smoke this type of stuff.
No, but you think you don't
No,
smoke it.
but
You
I
think you don't
fucking-
smoke
no,
it.
I don't.
No, you know what? The problem is though, you've gone and you've attached a whole different thing to it, right? Like you've made it this whole thing of a camera and microphones and whatnot.
Fuck all, no, nothing.
No,
man.
don't you not
Just
fuck
no,
all.
in a period. No, just
Okay, so how many
period. That's
times
it,
have we
done.
done this? How many times have we done this?
No, I've never.
No, don't
I've
say
done it-
never.
I've done it
We've
once.
sat.
I've done it once with you, yeah. I've done it once with you.
Okay, I'm not saying how many times in your life have you done this.
No,
Obviously,
but
I don't
no.
expect this to be a thing for you, but
No, it is.
we did it a couple of times.
Yeah, no, sure.
And all of those times, I just could see you weren't comfortable. And then we've tried to arrange it, I don't know how many times. How many times at this stage?
Yeah, no, fuck it, yeah, enough, eh?
Enough, yeah, enough is enough.
That's it.
So when I couldn't fucking, yesterday was supposed to be a day again. And then I woke up this morning, I said, you know what, no, this motherfucker, he's done it to me again. It's not fucking happening. So I'm going to give him no excuse. I'm going to fucking rock up. We're going to bring mics with me. I'm not even going to bring a camera with me. And then we'll just see how this goes. So that you can get comfortable. So what is it like? What is it though? What's the vibe?
No, just the whole fucking, just the whole sort of setup of speaking. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's almost to a certain extent, like, I don't know, broadcasting yourself. You know, putting yourself out there. That for me is a bit of a cock move. Serious, bro.
Well, what about it? I mean, explain it to me.
No, there's no fucking. How would I explain it?
But I mean, this is the thing I don't understand. You speak for a living.
Yeah.
You speak for a living.
Forced to.
Yeah, but okay, like.
No, not an option. Not an option. You know what I mean? That's lovely with that, yeah, no.
But you've got a skill set. You're able to do it. You're able to do it.
Yeah, no,
So why not take advantage of that? I mean, I always say this to you, and I feel like, you know what, that's the worst thing. I feel like with you, I'm such a fanboy.
Oh, what, boy?
A fanboy. You know what a fanboy is? It's like, I don't know, there's always this level of admiration there, and I always tell you, dude, you got to tell your story. You got to fucking speak about yourself. I mean, I could not think of anybody more perfectly suited to have their own platform and just speak than yourself. Yeah. Whether you like it or not, because, I mean, shit, you've got some interesting shit to talk about, eh?
Yeah, no, but at the end of the day, I suppose, right time, right place, right reason, eh? Yeah.
Right time, right place, right reason.
Right reason.
What would have to be a reason?
I don't know. I suppose if you want to. If you want to. That's it. If you want to, you know what I mean. At this stage in time, there's I've got no inclination. I've got no what's the name to tell anybody any stories at this stage in time.
You see, you're gonna make me feel bad now. Eh?
Not at all. No,
you're gonna make me feel bad.
No, why would I do that? No.
Nah.
One day, like I say, obviously, it's first to get comfortable with this whole setup. That I suppose is the first stepping stone.
Well, I think that's the important thing, you know. That's why I said to you, let's just have a chat.
Yeah, no, sure.
Let's just see what the fuck's going on. And then you decided right before we get on, the first thing you're gonna give me shit about is something to do with Man United.
Yeah, no, it was like fucking,
Like why? Why would you put my headspace there?
It was like an ambusher, yeah.
What the fuck happened to you guys?
Fucking. Well, what's going on here now? You know what I mean? There we go.
Don't be. You know what? Don't be that. You don't be such a typical Liverpool fan, please.
No, 100%.
What is it though? What is it about? Okay, I gotta ask you because I mean you've supported Liverpool all your life, well as long as you can remember.
Yep.
What is it about you that makes you such cunts?
Yeah, no, I suppose fucking.
What is it about you that you just can't be happy that you've won something? I mean, in my lifetime, you know, I've been born, bred, had kids of my own. They fucking started developing consciousnesses. And then you win a championship, and then you give me shit because of one result. Off the back of which we just fucking.
So that's why you
give me shit because we beat you?
That's why I just had to bring it up.
You're just leveling the playing field. Like you feeling sorry.
Because I mean,
it's gonna make me feel sorry.
It's been a couple of games since last that we actually lost at Anfield. So, with Man United coming in,
But do you not? I mean, this is the thing. Do you not see that coming though from the first game? The first game was dire, though. That first game was fucking absolutely dire, my friend. Like, I switched it off. I said, I'll just catch the highlights later. When I saw the highlights, it was still 0-0. I was like, there's no point in even watching this. I know it's happened.
Correct.
I know it's happened. But there were moments. I mean, there were moments where, I mean, Rashford got caught offside quite a few times. But, I mean, that's a big indicator that you got to pay attention to something when a guy's making runs like that. I don't know if you remember a dude who used to play for Milan, Filippo Inzaghi. He's managers now. He was at Lazio at the time. But he used to fucking be, like, phenomenal for that. Just fucking every 2 seconds, the dude was caught offside. But then one time, he's going to make it through. He's going to fuck you up. And that's kind of what happened there. That's what I don't know, from what I watched. I don't know. It was a good 3-2 game, though. You know, sometimes you see those and you just think, oh, yeah, nobody defended. But
You know, at the end of the
I just
day,
think on the day United were the better team.
Yeah, no, you see.
And then you had to come and fuck me off and talk to me about Sheffield fucking United.
Yeah, no, but...
But what did I say?
No, but listen, but you can expect it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what's coming. You know what I mean? With Liverpool winning the obviously the league last season, you know, we thought we got out of our rut. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, look, we waited 30 years for it.
Yeah, but you're not doing so badly. This is the thing. You're top of the.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, look, you know, we're not performing as we should.
Yeah, but nobody's performing well
let's
this
put
year.
it that way. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Look, I'm just saying this now. Everybody's lucky Man City just decided not to play like the first month in a bit of football. Where they would die. They would die up until not long ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you imagine if they like the form they've got now, if they just come out the blocks like that? No, they would have left everybody far behind.
Yeah, sure.
Far behind. Yeah.
But that's it. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. I suppose, like you said, it's just up and down. You never know where nothing is. You know, nothing is the same.
But this is what I said to you.
From today to tomorrow, there's a huge variance, a huge difference.
But this is what I said to you when you asked me what the fuck happened to you guys. I was like, it's United. Come on, that's what I've just come to expect. I've come to learn that, hey, yeah, you might go on a serious run where you set records on away wins and shit like that, but then always, and I mean that dates back even to good United teams. I'm not saying this is a bad United team, but no stretch are they a bad United team. Better than what they've fucking been in a long time, right?
Correct.
But I always remember, like, Blackburn was a problem game for United, always was. And there was one fucking dickhead in particular, Morten Gams Pedersen, that fucker, I think he was a Norwegian or Danish, one of those two. Oh, but that dude used to just make shit for United whenever United played Blackburn. There's always those games. I've every season, there's never... And this is even from a winning United team. You just never know what to expect. And it's worse now in the Premier League because, I mean, okay, you're talking about Sheffield United, but Sheffield United are not a bad team. Yeah. Come on.
No, sure.
Let's be honest.
No, I remember.
I mean, Aston Villa clubbed Liverpool 7-2. What the fuck happened there?
No. You know, I'll just revert back to what you said. You can expect it.
You can expect it.
That's it.
Yeah, but I think Liverpool are in a different space. I think having been as dominant as what they have been, I mean, geez, they beat everybody. They beat everybody.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, you know, it's a matter of like trying to put it into perspective. Did the other teams like sort of, you know, catch a wake up and obviously up their games, and we just playing like we played last season, and everybody else is sort of come to the party.
I don't know. I think you've got a big problem. You've got a big problem in defence at the moment.
Yeah, no, we do. That is a huge factor.
Yeah,
but
a huge problem. But
no, sure.
I mean, yeah, it should have been addressed. Let's be honest. So you should have tried to sign somebody.
Yeah, no,
it might still happen.
Yeah, no,
What are you waiting? Like, this is what I'm trying to understand. Is like, what are they waiting for? Is it a case of there just not being money available? I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of an issue regarding that.
Bit of ego, maybe. Oh, we can make it. We'll be okay. We'll just wait for Virgil to come back.
I think Jurgen Klopp is a little bit more fucking understanding that there is a necessity for, you know what I mean, to strengthen the back line, most definitely.
Because you've got 18-year-olds and midfielders starting in the middle of a
we need
Premier League Championship defence. It reminds me, it's like United when we were playing Phil Jones in midfield. Like, yeah, there's something wrong there. Something's going to break eventually. I just don't know. I think there's so much, though, in the other areas of Liverpool's game that sometimes that can be kind of overlooked.
Yeah, no, the thing is,
can be taken for granted, you know?
Yeah. Okay, you know, I mean, yeah, the forwards, obviously, your Mane, your Saleh, you know what I mean, your...
Firmino.
That's absolutely three of them up front there, yeah, I mean, can you match them? But, yeah, it doesn't take, you know what I mean, scoring goals to win a game, eh? It takes sort of preventing goals from being scored to win a game. And that's when we come to the defense, so we need to look at that most definitely. But I'm sure Jurgen Klopp has understood this, and yeah, more than sort of financials being an issue than the ego being an issue, I think.
What's the issue?
I don't know.
Because I don't fucking know.
No, I don't know. You know, it's, yeah. Don't know what's the game plan, you know, you don't know, yeah.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Sport's become really disappointing. I think I'm just down about sport in general. I think Connor McGregor was never supposed to lose like that.
Yeah, I know, Mr. Yeah,
He was never supposed to lose like that.
All.
He was never supposed to lose like that. And then, yeah, I don't know. I just haven't had a plug. Yeah, I mean, even when you showed me about shifts, I was like, okay, yeah,
See,
this is what happens.
You know,
I just feel down about the whole thing, okay?
Absolutely, yeah. 100%.
I do.
But then, you know, if you put it in context, it's almost like... you know what I mean? You can actually say to me, you can be a Liverpool player because it's just is exactly the same as the team. So fucking unpredictable. You know what I mean? I win a good couple of fights or whatever the case, but then all of a sudden, you get slam bam, and there we go.
Slam bam.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You were slam bam, man.
There we go. You got connected hard, and yeah, unfortunately.
Look, I don't want to fucking in any sense take anything away from Dustin Poirier. Definitely, he's the better fighter. I think that's clear to fucking see that the progression from like 6 years ago to now. Somewhere along the lines, something stopped with Connor. He didn't progress.
Yeah, but I mean,
with the game.
What's he's like Connor McGregor?
Yeah.
How many fights he had in the last 3 years?
Oh no, that's also a major factor for sure.
Absolutely.
But I mean, what in 1,000 days he's forward 40 seconds in an MMA fucking.
There we go. You know,
in an octagon. I mean, yeah, it's a problem, most definitely. He even spoke about it. He did say it himself. He was like, just the inactivity is a problem in itself. But then you got to ask yourself, and this is the other thing. I think the fucking UFC's got a part to play in this as well, because Conor did come out. I mean, he released messages and he was saying, like, where he was begging for fights. I think he wanted to fight Diego Sanchez at a point. He's a guy 155. He's not top of the food chain, but I mean, he's a good fucking fight to have just to keep fucking ticking over. Nothing was working for him. Nobody was taking it. I don't want to say nobody took him seriously, but I mean, it's also a question of how marketable is that fight in a situation where there's no fans. Like, if you think about it, Conor McGregor's never fought without fans. You know, you look at the last year, and it's just I couldn't have seen a point where it would have made sense to have him there. Maybe from a pay-per-view perspective, but the UFC they did well anyway last year. They did so well last year. They were the only fucking sports organization that ran the whole fucking year round. You know what I mean? But he was asking for fights, and he wasn't given fights. And then he comes back in, and I said this to you, like, outside of what we're saying, just it seemed really fucking, like, I would expect, you know, if myself or yourself or somebody had to, like, just a dude off the street had to step into an octagon, into a UFC octagon. That's how you would check leg kicks. That's how you would do it. You wouldn't know any better. You just fucking plant your foot in the ground and then lean into it and hope for the best. And then to come out afterwards and say you've not encountered anything like that before, it's just... It's either... A couple of things have to happen, right? If he's serious about fighting in the UFC, if he's serious about MMA, if he's serious about a legacy, okay, he's got to get on with it. But he's got to fucking find a situation where... I mean, the game's moved to a point where you can't not fucking know a leg kick is coming in a fucking... Especially at 155. I mean, 145, 155, 135, these are smaller guys, 100%. Right? They've absolutely... They're going to use fucking anything that they can get their hands on in terms of what they need in the arsenal. So you think you're not going to come across a dude who's going to kick you?
No, of course
when
not.
You've seen how fucking... How will I put it? But like how effective it's been over the last 2 years. I mean, people have won world championships. I always talk about Alexander Volkanovski. He fucking kicked the legs off Max Holloway and won a title. You see the trend, but you don't fucking adapt. I think the game, in a sense, just from the inactivity alone, not being able to be in there and feel what a fight feels like. You know, it's been a long time since he's gone more than a fucking round. It's been a long time. I mean...
You know, let's just, you know what, from a... You know, if you want to put it in from a sort of a not a prejudiced angle, but in the sense of, is it not maybe that Connor has come, because I mean he's come out 3 times out of retirement, correct in saying so?
More, like
yeah.
shit.
So,
I mean, that's
so
official,
where are we with this now? You know what I mean? Has he realised, I don't know, odd years back that you know what I mean? He's not what he sort of perceives himself to be, and he needs to somehow either generate the income and generate the hype about himself.
Do you think he needs to generate income, Connor McGregor, at this point in
but
time?
I'm just saying, obviously, I mean, he just wants to make. Obviously, he's in the business to make money.
I understand that. I think that's the problem in what you're saying about money. What does he want for? What does he need for anymore?
100%.
As a dude, I mean, how are you in that situation? You got a beautiful family. You got young kids. Another one on the way. You got X fucking amount of whatever, 100 million. Let's say the low end sitting in a bank account right now. That's yours. What's your drive?
There we go. So
what's your drive to get up and do this, right? And I mean, he wasn't even upset at the loss.
No, 100% no.
That was a bit fucking. That was a bit disturbing.
That.
I was like, oh, okay, Jesus. Usually, at the very least, he comes out like he's always. That's one thing. McGregor always comes out and he's very gracious in defeat. Always has been. But you can always see there's something in him where he's just, okay, I need to figure this out. I'll be back. Like, I mean, you saw it against Nate Diaz. He got choked against Nate Diaz. He came back and he fought the fight of his life. You know what I mean? I didn't see that here. I didn't see there being any way back for him. It's either he's going to go into boxing. If he's going to go into boxing, I think it's a smart move at this point in time. I think he leaves where he is now and you go pursue that. Because any more of what happened this last weekend, if it happens to him again, man, what is Conor McGregor then?
Absolutely.
He's not going to be the pay-per-view buy. I mean, Anderson Silva, right? Whether or not you know Anderson Silva, right? The Brazilian. He was the fucking pinnacle of what the UFC. He was the hype of the UFC in like from pretty much like the mid 2000s to like 2010. Like that 5-year reign was like he was really the fucking absolute top of the food chain. Nothing could touch him, right? Nothing across 3 weight divisions, I would say, could touch that dude. And then he just started losing. And then the next thing you know, the biggest fight he's had is like some sort of a ceremonial, like a testimonial type of a thing against Israel Adesanya, who in my opinion who respected him, who didn't fucking go and take this, perceived GOAT. At some fucking point in time, everybody considered him to be the best there ever was. And he just gets fucking... he's been released, whatever. Does Conor want that? Does Conor want to just get into fucking fights now with guys? Because listen to me, I don't think there's anybody in like the top 6 of 155 that McGregor should fight right now. I just don't think. You should definitely not fight fucking Justin Gaethje. If he can't take kicks from Poirier, Justin Gaethje is going to fucking murder him. Yeah. Okay? Charles Oliveira, it's also a bad time for him. Because that dude's on the come up. He's not amassed anything in the sense. I'm sure he's done well for himself because he's been fighting pretty fucking regularly, but he doesn't have McGregor money. He doesn't have McGregor money, and this is the other thing. So, Gaethje's been active, 100%. Poirier's been active. Oliveira's been active, right? I mean, Michael Chandler's just come in. Jesus. Okay, that's also a problem. So, I mean, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Where are you going to go with this? And I just don't know. I think it's either if he wants to fucking take MMA seriously and really fucking make a go of things, he's got to fucking change some things up. You got to find somebody who's going to teach him how to fucking check a kick.
He's got to have game time. He's got to have game time.
He's got to fight. He's got to fight.
And he's got to fight. You know what I mean? If it be whatever, I don't know, 3-4 fights a year.
But what's his turnaround from this? Mentally, physically, all right. He's at least 2 weeks fucked up with the leg. At least 2 weeks before he's able to fucking really be fucking mobile in rolling or whatever the case may be, right? Mentally, I mean, what's he fight again in another 3 months?
Yeah, that would be fair.
What gap's he going to close in 3 months? That's what I got to ask you. What's he going to close in 3 months? Because it's either he's going to fight Nate Diaz in the trilogy. Maybe some things happen. He fucking has a rematch with Poirier. What's he going to close between himself and Poirier in 3 months?
Well, let's just have a look at the first fight, second fight. I mean, between that, Dustin Poirier, okay, even though it's been 6 years apart.
Yeah.
But however, in that short period of 3 months, if Conor McGregor has got a decent training camp and he's got a decent coach, whatever the case may be, that they would have noticed and they would have understood exactly what went wrong and how to counteract it and how to defend it and how to attack it.
But if you're limited, and I don't mean that
No,
disrespect, but I mean, just going off what I've seen, you can't tell me that you don't fucking know leg kicks. Even if you tell me you've trained them, that's how you defend them. No. Are you mad? Are you mad? Come stand in your front leg. Let me kick you. Let me kick you across the side of your calf.
No, fucking like, I know what it's about.
I'll get you 3 of them.
Absolutely.
3. One really good one.
That's it.
And you're going to be in bits.
Of course.
So you can't, you know what I mean? That's what I mean by lacking. Like, what if it's just, I mean, fuck. What do you do in 3 months?
But let's just understand something now. When McGregor went into this fight, he reckoned that the second fight wouldn't last 60 seconds. So, you know what I mean? So what sort of mentality did he come in with? What type of sort of, I don't know.
That's also
game plan did he have? You know what I mean?
This is also the other thing I wanted to ask you, right? Is obviously this very respectful Connor McGregor that we've now seen over the course of 2 years, right? He was very respectful. Donald Cerrone, we know how that went. That was 40 seconds of fucking just dominance, and I think I remembered that too much coming into this fight, because it makes what happened makes sense. It really does. You can't. It's just a bummer that it had to happen like that. I mean, you don't fucking. I mean, it's like Rocky losing a fight. You know what I mean? You don't feel good watching that happen. You know what I mean? You really don't feel good watching that happen, and then you got to watch this dude that. I mean, you got to also understand the context, man. It's Ireland. It's Conor McGregor. It's,
of course, absolutely.
Go back 5 years and just see what the fuck that vibe was like. You know what I mean? It's there's all of that on it as well. And you just don't think that somebody being that backed, being that loved, being that good for so long, that something like that's ever going to happen, because you expect him to come in and be able to check leg kicks. You expect him to be able to come in but once that leg was gone, everything fucking. And there's been people saying that he gave up. I don't know if getting sparked fucking lights out is giving up, but people have been saying it, you know.
Let's face, from a technical point of view, what Conor McGregor is able to accomplish and what he's able to like sort of dish out, when I put it that way. You know what I mean? I mean, he's got a full package. He just has to put it. He doesn't have to put it. He just has to work it out.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to learn anything. He just has to put it in the sort of right format, or the right sort of, you know, from 1 to 10, so to speak.
Yeah.
But mentally, that entirely is entirely a different aspect of the game. I think that is so more vital than your sort of your physique or your technique is your mental. You know what I mean? That's the. I believe that is the big sort of, I don't know, game changer for me mentally. I mean, you know, look, I mean, but in a sense, let's take Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Fuck. Look, devastating.
Yeah,
I mean, you listen, come.
And he even went out. He even went out in the fucking.
And there we go. I mean,
he quit, man.
And there we go. But when he tried to make it return, excuse the French, but he was fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He couldn't. He wasn't a tenth of the man he was.
But what? Okay, but I mean, Tyson's a bit of a different situation, because he came back out of prison and he won a world championship again. He became heavyweight champion again. You get me?
But the loss.
But then again, when he started really fucking losing?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I watched Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
That was fucking. It just didn't compute in my brain that something like that could ever happen. That's why I fucking Rocky. It's like watching Mike Tyson fucking get knocked out. It's you don't expect to see it happen, you know.
100%.
You just don't expect to see it happen, and it's just I'm fucking bummed out, man.
Yeah, but that's what I say mentally. I think, because I mean, look, however you looked at it, you know what I mean. Conor McGregor, Mark Tyson, they've got the physique. They've got, you can see, you know what I mean. These guys are training hard.
Yeah, I think Tyson's a bit juiced now, though.
Yeah.
When you talk about physique, 54 years of age, and dude's looking like he's looking. I think he's a bit juiced, but yeah.
No, that is it.
It still doesn't mean a fucking thing. I mean, shit. If he puts his hands on you, it's game over.
No, there we go. You know, there we go. But coming back to Conor, I just think, you know, I believe it's got a lot to do with the mental state that he's in at this stage in time.
So what do you do from having dealt with struggle in your life? Like, how do you what do you so you're saying straight now, there's nothing from a skill set perspective.
Nah.
You don't believe.
Nah.
You just think he didn't execute his skill set. You think it's a mental thing. Okay, where you at now mentally? You've just come off that. You've lost. Mm-hmm. What do you do? How do you build yourself up again, that you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go do this again, and this time I'm going to get the better of this guy?
Yeah, there we go. You know what I mean? Go back to your beginning days, like, you know what I mean? Go watch your videos and see what you were and what you were like, and I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I'd go back to it. I'd have a look at my first 10 fights or whatever, or my first 15 fights and see how it progressed. And then I'll have a look at my last 5, you know what I mean? And I'll try to make a comparison somehow or the other. Because Luke is a phenomenal athlete.
No, you can't take that away from him.
Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Phenomenal. You know what I mean? He gets under your skin, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You want to support his rebellious, you know what I mean, Irishman, like, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Because you can relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is like you say, you know what I mean? It wasn't a pleasant view watching the loss, you know, but what can you do? You know, you just, like I say, hopefully you make the correct decision or you change his stance, and I don't know.
Do you know, I think I'd prefer to see him boxing. I think at this point in time, that's what I'd be interested in seeing. I'm not interested in watching that again.
Yeah, correct.
I'm not interested in watching that again. I don't, like, everybody's going to talk about that. I don't want to see McGregor fight fucking Dustin Poirier again. I don't want to see McGregor fight Michael Chandler. I don't want to see him fight Dan Hooker. I don't even think, Dan Hooker got fucking obliterated by Michael Chandler in the co-main event of that same fucking pay-per-view, man. Fucking, he hit him with the bowler, with the overhand, and he just fucking, sparked him. I think Dan Hooker also froze, though. I think it just got to him. Because that's the funniest thing. You watch that replay of Dan Hooker getting knocked out, right? And this is a dude who went 5 rounds with Dustin Poirier. That fucking animal that just fucking blitzed McGregor as he did.
There we go.
Dan Hooker went 5 rounds with him. He's a fucking assassin. He's top of the food chain. Comes out of the same gym as Israel Adesanya. Right. They're not fucking around down there.
Correct.
You know. But you check him get punched, but he looks at the fist, like Michael Chandler's fucking punch coming before he gets hit with it, and fucking just gets hit with it. And he's gone. He's out. That's it. Game fucking over.
There we go.
I don't, like, that's the thing. There's nothing that interests me McGregor at 155. And then if nothing interests me at 155, okay, what, at 170? Because Nate's going to not do 155. He's going to do 170. So McGregor goes back up to 170. Okay, he goes fights Nate. That's always an interesting fight because stylistically they're not two dudes that are going to back down from a fight. They're going to stand and fucking fuck around. They're going to fuck each other up.
100%.
There's been 2 fights of that, you know what I mean? Both dudes have bled.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
So that's interesting, okay?
Right.
But is that it? Is that it? You make that one, you do the trilogy, then you fucking bow out, you go box? Or what? You want to now...
Okay, but then I believe, you know, that Connor's got a serious sort of, you know, decision to make, and he's got to look at sort of it long and hard. I mean, you know, if he has to start a boxing career, will he have the intention of understanding that he'll be able to be a world champion in the division? You know what I mean?
I think he's a better boxer now than he is an MMA fighter. And whatever you want to say, look, I don't know what degree Floyd made, whether, if anything, if he trained for that fight with him McGregor, right? I don't know what percentage he was fucking putting out there in that fight, but from what I saw and what you watch, McGregor went 10 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. Okay?
Yeah, fair enough.
There's something there. There's something there, at least enough that it intrigues me. Like I'll be so much more interested in watching Connor McGregor go fight fucking Queensberry rules than for him to get into a UFC octagon again. I don't know. I think right now, I mean, he's a couple of fucking bad losses or just a couple of losses in general away from just people being like, okay, yeah, he was what he was at a time. He'll never go down as one of the greatest. Yeah. Right now, he's still, oh yeah, he lost to a very good fucking Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, correct.
You know, he lost to Khabib. He lost to Nate Diaz. These are his losses in the UFC. Okay. Those are respectable fucking losses.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because everybody's fucking lost to these guys. You know what I mean? It's not like you're the only one. Leave it at that. Take your fucking money. Run for the hills, because there's dudes that don't have what you have that are so much more hungry than what you are, that have passed you by.
Yeah.
That have passed you by.
Yeah,
like that's why like your thing of saying like the skill set's not the problem. I disagreed. From what I watched, man, you can't check leg kicks like that.
Yeah, no, but he's got the arsenal. He's got, you know, he's got the defense and he's got the attack to obviously, you know, counter.
But do you understand now what that means, right? To say that Conor McGregor now needs to start checking leg kicks like a Thai boxer, right? Where he's got a fucking completely like different than what he was doing. There he was standing on the fucking leg and just turning it out.
There we go.
putting all his weight on it.
100%.
The symptom of that is a result of his stance, the fucking stance he takes in setting himself up for a fight. He's very sideways. His front leg is always very far out. He's always over it. I mean, it's how he fucking creates the illusion of distance. It's how he controls fights. It's how he controls his striking. Is everything kind of relies on that front foot, that front hip. How are you going to come away now? If you say, even if it's 6 months, how are you going to come away in 6 months, change your entire fucking approach? Now you're going to fight what? More square on? You're going to find as a stand-up fighter as opposed to that low, it's almost karate-like in some senses.
Yeah, sure, fair enough. You see the stance, but then you know what? I just feel that, you know what I mean, being the caliber that obviously McGregor is, he can counteract that, you know. I mean, if he needs to come, that he needs to be a little bit more supple. You can keep his stance, but he needs to just add a stance to his stance, if I can put it that way.
Okay, so what? You say you'd like to see him fight again?
Yeah, I think I'd like to see it.
Okay, then he loses?
Okay, then, well, look, then it's time out for him.
You see, that's the problem. That's the
You
problem. Because right now, it's a fucking real big issue of like like your reward versus your risk type of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I think if he does fight Nate Diaz, and even if he loses that fight, it's also not the end of the world. He's lost to Nate before. People will say, okay, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. It does a world of good for Nate Diaz. But not as much as what it would have done a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, had they done it. Now there's always going to be that question mark of, oh yeah, but you took on a McGregor way past it in his sense, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, you know what? You know how it makes me sad, right? It's the same way it made me sad when Wayne Rooney just became half the player he was. You know.
Yeah.
It's that same feeling that I have, and that's kind of like when Wayne Rooney because he was the last of like that great, like that Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney front three. I mean, that fucking midfield that existed at the time. I mean, you were talking about a Michael Carrick in his prime. You know, and just so many guys around him, you know, that just could do a job. And then when all of those guys started fucking leaving, you know, and then it's just Rooney was like the big dude, the big guy.
Yeah.
And all these other dudes came in around him, and he just wasn't what he was around these other guys.
Correct.
That's the same feeing I have now. It's just, I don't
sad.
think. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's really sad. It's just fucking. I don't know. Have you ever seen that movie? What's that one where the whole fucking world freezes over? Dennis Quaid is in it.
Yeah, no, I think I've seen
The Day the Earth Stood Still or some shit like that's another one. But it's another one of those types of fucking
There
things.
we go.
The Day After Tomorrow,
There
I
we
think,
go.
or something like that.
Doomsday, whatever.
Fucking yeah. Shit's gonna get cold. People ain't going nowhere.
There we go.
Yeah. Like, I walked out, I remember watching that movie in the cinema, right? Years ago with my mom. We went and we fucking checked it out. And I walked out of that thing and I was just like, as you come outside, and it's late, right? We come out there, it's like 8 o'clock on like a Sunday in Ireland, right? It's dead. Town is dead. Yeah. There's nothing going on. Like, the streets are deserted. We come out of this thing after watching this End of the World movie, and I just had this feeling, this doom of like, oh, fuck. There's like, you know, like shit, like I didn't feel fucking great about life. And then the surroundings of everything just being quiet, it was surreal. It was like really trippy. And it's again like another feeling of just like, like come on.
Here we go.
Come on.
Now let me just to revert back to that mental aspect of it.
Oh, you're telling me now what? I'm mentally weak now. No, I can't take it. My life is falling apart. McGregor lost.
No, not at all. No, not at all. You know what I mean? How it fucking is that, yeah, you know what I mean? That fucking subconscious fucks you up. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure.
There we go.
For sure. Yeah, but look, one thing I'm not fucking, that depresses me a little bit. There's one thing I'm not fucking upset about, though, is like what this year is going to be from a fighting perspective. It's insane. Like, March is going to be the craziest thing. I think they're going to have 4 pay-per-views in March, the UFC, those fuckers. Kamaru Usman is fighting Gilbert fucking Burns. Stipe Miocic is fighting Francis Ngannou. Yeah, there's a couple of other fights that are going on in there. I don't know what, I should fucking maybe look it up. Let's see that. But yeah, it's just, that's going to be fucking interesting. Like, I don't think fighting has taken any sort of a knock. I don't know. Maybe there'll be people that are so fucking depressed about the whole thing, they just stop watching. Because I mean, that's where I'm at with football and the whole United thing. It's just I don't really watch. I watch the big games now. And they fucking, I mean, I watched that first half of that first Liverpool game, and I just never in my life have I seen anything so fucking shit.
There we go.
From a team wearing United jerseys, I just thought, no, this is fucking. Okay, maybe there were some games under the Van Gaal and fucking David Moyes that were as bad, but I don't know. This fucking thing, and it's, sport isn't what it used to be, man.
Well, you know, you try to be a staunch supporter, you try to be a patriot, you know what I mean? So we are referred to patriots. You support your national team for whatever, if it be a cricket or be a rugby, whatever the case may be. But, you know, it's one thing when your
team is winning.
Yeah, it's one thing when your team, but then, you know what I mean, there's one thing about, you know what I mean, you don't know if you want to support them anymore. And that goes from the club soccer that you support right on your national team, you know what I mean? So, you know, almost you just want to sort of, you know what I mean, you know, like that old saying, you know, when you sit on a wire, whichever way you fall, you agree with, like, you know, so that's almost seems to be where I'm at this stage in time. You know?
But it just, I don't know. I think it's really like, because you know the teams I support, like everybody just got shit round about the same time.
There we go.
Okay, like I was still am to this day, I do support the Bulls. Okay, they're not doing badly anymore.
No, they're playing the Curry Cup now.
This last Curry Cup was decent.
Yeah, they're playing the finals well against the Sharks.
100%. And they fucking won before. What was it they fucking won before? That fucking Super Rugby situation.
No, that's fucking way back when.
Listen, I'm not talking.
Way back when, but just
don't do this now. Selective memory. Don't do selective memory.
No, what I want to say to you.
They just won the Super Rugby thing. This fucking this provincial Super Rugby thing that they're doing. Like they did one in New Zealand where it was just the New Zealand teams, and they did just the Australian teams, and then fucking South Africa did their own one. The Bulls won that just recently.
No,
and now they're going Curry Cup. Then they're going to go play in Europe. They're doing all right now. But what I'm saying is...
But do you see what the difference... What was the difference here?
Yeah, they got the right people.
They got some serious coach.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, they Jake White. There we go.
They got two fucking serious dudes in there right now. Yeah, no, definitely. Their setup's changed a hell of a lot. And they've got young fucking talent in there. It's a good fucking thing.
But you say, you know, you've got the talent, but you need somebody to nurture that talent, to put that talent into play.
Okay, but what are we talking about here now? What's your point?
No, that you were referring to now.
Yes, and the Bulls were fucking terrible for like a decade.
Yeah,
so United have been terrible for like a decade.
100%. You know, because the reason why we lost, you know what I mean? 2 years, we lost 2 fucking the Bulls.
Yeah.
Last week and whatever. So yeah. You know, it's, once again, you know, it's not it's not something you like sort of smile about, you know what I mean? You take it on the chin, but yeah. So just going back to as far as supporting your teams, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's worth it anymore. You know?
But wait, who do you support now?
No, Transvaal, Lions.
Okay, so you're a Lions supporter.
There we go,
okay.
Absolutely.
What are you complaining about?
Oh, man.
What are you complaining about? Multiple fucking Super Rugby finals, fucking... Listen, what are you complaining about? What do you, honestly?
Lions played shit, Liverpool played shit, you know what I mean?
You're sitting top of the log!
There we go.
You're top of the log.
No, man.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're busy complaining about fucking nice people problems. Like, you know, those first world issues. Oh, but my team who's currently the champions, they're not fucking, but they're probably still going to win the championship at the end of the season. Oh, let me complain now for 5 minutes.
No, but how disappointing is it that you don't mean that you least...
Well, what do you want? What do you want to happen? What do you want? You want 26 years of domination? Only certain fucking special cream of the crop teams get those situations, my friend. Yeah, that's a once in a lifetime type of a situation. And not too many United supporters realize that like, hey, Alex Ferguson years are over. Yeah, it's done. It's over. It's done now.
How many years was Alex Ferguson at the Dane?
Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, 26, man. 26 years.
Nicky, I think...
and he won everything. Everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything.
Yes, yeah. We just like sort of cements my statement continuously, you know what I mean? Stating, you've got the right coach, you've got the right...
Oh, so what, you're saying Jurgen Klopp is not the right coach for Liverpool?
At this stage, I don't know. I think Jurgen Klopp is like, you know, I think he's losing the plot, to be quite honest. To be quite honest with you.
He's losing the plot.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. I mean, how do you have a season like, you know what I mean, where, I mean, look here, we ran away. Okay, unfortunately, COVID happened. It would have been nice for us to have played the season to the last game. You know what I mean?
But you did.
Yeah, but under circumstances where it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
You know
okay,
what I mean?
I get you.
So it was a nice victory. You know what I mean? It was a nice, cup or whatever the case be after 30 odd years.
How did it feel though? Did it feel a little bit fucking hollow for you?
No, it wasn't.
Were you just like, oh, I'm stuck inside my house. I can't fucking go anywhere after 9 o'clock.
There we go.
8 o'clock at the time. Oh.
Yeah, no, but it's just, fuck it. Like I say, I mean, from what you you won the last season, and by what margin you won last season, to what the fuck we doing this season, you know what I mean? I don't know. Questionable. Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you think? Think he should be fired? You think they get rid of him?
No, I don't think we get rid of him.
So what's the answer?
Nah.
Because you just said what did you just say? He's lost
the plot. There we go. Yeah,
he's lost
the plot. That's it. You know what I mean? Maybe he's trying. I don't know. Maybe he's. I don't know. It's very difficult to try and understand. You know what I mean? A coach's thinking, whatever. You can trying to understand his game plan or his, but
what's in his mind?
Intentions are. You know what I mean? What's his like short-term view? What's his long-term view?
You think he's trying to burn it down to the ground? Coming into the last few years of his contract, he's keeps fuck this.
There we go.
I'll put it in such a way that no one will ever be able to do this.
No, I think
they'll wait another 30 years.
But Jurgen Klopp reckons when he's done with Liverpool, he's done with coaching.
Yeah.
So in essence, I don't know how many more.
What's his motivation now?
No, his motivation. No, look, I believe his motivation was to leave with, something to remember him by. If I put it that way. But
you got one now. Fucking put up with it. Let the big boys play.
It would have been a nice one if we could do it. 2 years in a row.
Yeah, but you know how difficult that is to do.
Coming back from 30 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know how difficult that is to do realistically in a Premier League fucking. How many teams? I mean, United have done it back-to-back. Arsenal have done it back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of it. Yeah. Did Chelsea do a back-to-back? No, I don't think so. I think Chelsea won one and then won another one many years later when Mourinho came back again. Like, it's really tough to do. I mean, even the best United teams, like you would see a fucking United team come a season off of a victory and then the first fucking 2 months of the season, it wouldn't be great. But then, they would just, that thing would happen. That Alex Ferguson thing would happen, and then they would just fucking grind out everything until the end of the season. Yeah,
no, that's what I think made Sir Alex so, you know what I mean, such a force to be reckoned with, because you know what I mean, understood he might have a loss or two on a trot, but you know what I mean, that second game or that third game, come back, and then he's coming for winner again.
That was always the thing that was exciting about those United teams was, sure, okay, they would lose. But then you would feel for the team that they come back against after that loss, because then shit's going to be put right.
100%.
Do you feel Liverpool have that ability right now?
You know what, last season I believed we did. This season, it was a little bit, but I think we do have that, but I don't know. Just like I say, you know what I mean? It's the talent's there, whatever the case may be, the team is there. I mean...
do you see anything changing if you don't buy another centre-back?
No, we need to strengthen our defense, most definitely.
Because look, I like Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think I've spoken about this before, but he's not like, okay, let's compare him. Like, let's say like for like, right? Young fucking, fullback, wingback, whatever the fuck position you want to play him in. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I mean, that dude going backwards defending is phenomenal. Best in the fucking Premier League, right? Yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold is very good going forward. He's very fucking good with his delivery. He's a talent, but defending, he's terrible. He really is fucking just shocking. That's really, I mean, that's not going to get any better unless you get somebody in there that's a seasoned, knows exactly how to play the position. It can be fucking confident. It can be, maybe not Virgil van Dijk, because that's a fucking tall order for any player at this point in time, but something that can fucking, hold together a defense like that, something that can just be a rock. That's the one thing United always had, which they don't have anymore, and that's also a part of their problem, is they would always just be, whether it was going back far back and you go to your Jaap Stams or whatever, and then you come a little bit further forward and you've got Rio Ferdinand and then Emmanuel Vidic. I mean, there was just always somebody, that fucking enforcer, just that big fucking would take a game by the scruff from the back line. I think you don't have that in that team without Virgil van Dijk.
Correct.
I think United don't have that at the moment. It's something they really do need to fucking look at. I think if they don't buy, somebody's got to go. Obviously, somebody's got to go. If you had to ask me, Lindelof is my least favorite out of everybody. Eric Bailly can fucking play the shit out of a game of soccer when he wants to, or he's not injured.
Not.
Yeah. So, but somebody's got to come in. Something's got to change from that perspective. You're looking down. What's wrong? You're getting philosophical. You're getting philosophical now about Liverpool.
No, I'm just, trying to put it in perspective again. Such, you know what I mean, the caliber of teams that it just takes one, realistically speaking, it just takes one player to be injured. And it almost seems like the whole team crumbles. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine what United would look like right now without Bruno Fernandes? Can you imagine? That would be scary. I mean, that dude's leading. I mean, he's the fucking leading of anyone's goal scorers over the last year. Only player in the history to win fucking 4 Player of the Months in a year. You know what I mean? Like, he's phenomenal. He is elite level, kind of a notch above a lot of fucking players. I mean, he's on that fucking Kevin De Bruyne level. You know what I mean? He absolutely 100% is. I thought Henderson was starting to push to kind of those levels. I really did. There was a point in time I really felt he could get there. He's just maybe on the wrong side of like his late 20s now though, which is a real shame.
Yeah.
He lived so long in the shadow of like other great players. I mean, shame. What could you do when Stevie Gerrard is still at the club? That dude's fucking, he's controlling everything. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. But
yeah, I don't know. It's fucking.
I just, as again, maybe I sound like a breaking record, but the caliber of teams that we're talking about, and I mean, them not actually having a game plan, and you know what I mean, if something, I mean, realistically speaking, you know what I mean, you need to look at the guys that are keeping your team and holding your team together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you need to focus on them, but in the same light, you know what I mean, you need to have some type of like sort of, you know what I mean, replacement or some type of backup plan. You can't just keep on playing the same guys. We understand we want to put our best teams because we want to win games all the time. But, however, when you got the more easy games, or you like to think you've got a more easy game, or you're playing a team that's a little bit lower down on the sort of the rankings, you know what I mean, start mixing things up a bit. Just to try to, so when something like this, or one of your star players, or one of your players that are keeping your team together, or keeping your back line, like sort of motivated and, you know what I mean, preventing goals from coming through. You know what I mean?
Then when he's gone, it's a fuck up.
There we go. It's a fuck up. It's a fuck up. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Go.
You know rant. But you shouldn't allow your team to be put in that position. You shouldn't. You know what I mean? Hey, what's to get even more frustrated is you got Jurgen Klopp, like, I mean, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
No, I mean,
you've got Jurgen Klopp. What?
No.
What do you mean you've got Jurgen Klopp? What does that mean?
You shouldn't be allowing that to happen.
Oh, okay.
You shouldn't be allowing it to happen. You know what I mean? He's not fucking from yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, man. No, seriously. And unfortunately, he actually created this whole like, sort of, emotional setup by winning the Premier League last year and the way they did. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a fucker, eh?
So
it's bad when you get a taste of success.
It's
bad. And then you get withdrawal symptoms. You get like DTs because you can't fucking get your fix of just watching a bunch of dudes you've never met fucking kick a ball around.
You know what I mean? Right, yeah. No, but fucking look at it from that perspective. You know what I mean? For fuck's sake. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be in the predicament we're in. No, we shouldn't.
No.
We shouldn't. No, definitely not.
No. What else is plying you? What else is pissing you off right now?
No. It's actually not because I'm actually thinking of other coaches, you know what I mean, or whatever. So that's there.
You thinking of other coaches?
Yeah, other coaches.
Who comes in?
Games,
Who comes in? Who do you want?
Peter de Villiers.
Peter de Villiers.
That's no, just as I'm venting on coaches.
Peter de Villiers.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Have you seen Ted Lasso? Oh, you've not seen Ted Lasso. That's exactly what that would be. If fucking Pete de Villiers rocked up at Liverpool.
No, not referring to a coach. Not referring to the coach of Liverpool. A coach in per se.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, he took a World Cup champions. You know what I mean? Team from Jake White, and he fucked it up in a season. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I'm going with this. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going with it.
Okay, so you say. So wait, you saying Jurgen Klopp is both Jake White and Pete de Villiers?
You know what I mean? Because last year he was Jake White.
If the shoe fits.
There we go. I say no more. You know what I mean? Not really. I say no more.
Oh my word.
No, but no, look here. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, you know what I mean? It's not a nice thing to put Jurgen Klopp in the same category as fucking Peter de Villiers. You know what I mean? But that's just where I am at this stage in time.
Oh, I mean, come on. Oh, that is so drastic. That is so drastic.
Yeah, you shouldn't have asked me what else is on my what else is worrying me. Yeah, no, just thinking, yeah. And the only reason why that came up because we were talking about the Bulls earlier on. We were talking about, and then I think, yeah, look at that.
Well, carry on, man. I'm not going to stop you.
But seriously, I mean,
so now,
how do you have a winning team and you just go and you just fucking?
Well, like in the Lions' defense, a lot of players have gone overseas, man. And if you're not producing quick enough,
absolutely.
I mean, nobody expected that Lions team to just fucking take off like it did. Listen to me.
Yeah.
What was Faf de Klerk? What was a Faf de Klerk? You know, what was it? What was a fucking Whiteley? Both of them.
There we go.
Both of them. What were they? Oh, well, now we know what they are. The fucking South African captain. I mean, Faf de Klerk is the best at what he fucking does.
Is that correct?
You know, yeah, it's a pity. It's a shame, but it's a symptom of the way the sport is now. I mean, this is why you're going to get all these teams going, and they're going to go and join. What is it now? Is it Pro 12? I think it's Pro 12 or Pro 14. And they're going to go fucking play that now. Or maybe it's not even that. I think that's French teams. But they're going to go overseas.
But
they're going to go play over there.
But not even talking.
What do you think is going to happen to the Lions over there?
Yeah, no.
How do you see? Okay, yeah. Let's talk about this one. First year, right? Lions are going to go up against Munster, Leinster, which is going to be a huge fucking problem. Some other fucking teams. Yeah, where do they end up?
No, look,
because I've had long conversations with the stepdad, with Pat, and I think it's a good move for everybody involved, because it's just gonna, the marketability, the money that's going to be generated for everybody, it's going to be great for the sport, right? And it's going to just feed a whole lot of things, development and all these other positives that are going to come out of it, right? But I just feel for South African rugby for about 2 or 3 years, because they're going to go over there and they're going to get fucking taken apart.
Yeah, you know, they just, I don't know, you know, if it's like cycles or whatever the case may be. I mean, yes, man, I can remember as a small kid watching the Springboks play All Blacks in Australia, whatever, when it was still black and white TV, never mind anything else. And you know,
what do they call it? The talkies.
You know what I mean? And look, you know what I mean? We were forced to be reckoned with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like I said, just going back, you know, it's got so much to do with it. Who's ever holding the reins? Who's ever throwing the commands? You know what I mean? If I can put it that way.
Yeah.
It can play such a huge factor. You know what I mean? And then once again, you know, I mean, talking of coaches and whatever the case, we'll be looking at what happened to Frank Lampard. Shame.
Yeah, no, that is tough.
You know what I mean? They should have supported him. You know what I mean?
What do you mean they should? What more support does Frank Lampard? What?
Give him the season at least.
Okay, listen.
Give him the season at least.
He went and bought phenomenal fucking amount of players. When I mean for a phenomenal amount of money spent on players. I mean, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech. These guys came into Chelsea. They looked a real fucking problem for anybody, considering they were decent last year. Not peak or anything, but decent. Yeah, look, it's a young team. Look at leaders in that team now, right? Because there's no John Terry there.
There we go.
I mean, you've got Thiago Silva, who's a fucking phenomenal player. Even in his fucking mid-30s, he's still a phenomenal fucking player, right? But should you really be fucking pinning your hopes in defense on a 35-year-old or a 36-year-old? No, I'm not sure what he is. That's a problem. I just think, I do feel for him. Like, that's a player, regardless of, like, who you support. Like, you got to take your hat off. There's, like, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard. You know, these are guys that you just take your fucking hat off to, because they were something that's never been seen before. I mean, there was nothing like Frank Lampard. Nothing like Frank Lampard. And there never will be. I don't know. Sure. What a player.
Absolutely.
What a player.
Absolutely.
But to say that he's not been given support, I think he's fucking been given plenty of support from the transfer perspective.
No, but just let him give him this season. You know what I mean?
But I mean, Ole was fucking right there. I mean, shit, if United had not gone on this run that they've been on now for about the last 2 months, he was gone.
There we go.
Everybody, I agree with you. I mean, shit, can you think about United's history if this approach had been taken, like to the way managers are taken now? When Alex Ferguson was first in charge of Man United, when they won nothing, when they won fucking nothing. He was there. He was so close to being fired at the time. And then if you didn't win that FA Cup, it would have been fucking curtains for him, right? But like you say, you give him hope, you give him a bit of fucking time, give him time to build this thing. You win the FA Cup, you come back the next season, you start dominating everything.
There we go.
I don't think Frank Lampard's going to achieve that. That's not what I'm saying at all.
But
the problem is as well, but when have you ever seen anybody be given... Frankly, listen, in my opinion, I mean, if Chelsea had been in the situation they'd been under now, under Jose Mourinho even, he would have been gone. He wouldn't have lasted this long. He would have been gone. I think they've really fucking given him a huge amount of time. I don't want to see him go because I think, number one, he's a fucking cool character to have in football from a management perspective. I just think as well, he's a nice fucking guy. But then again, you got to ask yourself the question, what does that count for? What does that count for? You know?
Yeah, actually, zero, nothing.
Fuck all.
If you're not winning games. It means nothing.
When you're in the business, when you're in the sport of winning games and making money, I mean, shit, you lose games, you lose money. At the end of the day, somewhere down the line, you know, it's that's what professional sports is now. It's a reality. So I don't know. I wouldn't want to see him go. But I think I don't know, eh? Yeah. It'll be a bit fucking disappointing if you have
but they've already appointed a coach for them. And don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Is he one of them ones? Yeah. It's like when Avram Grant all of a sudden just rocked up there. I was like, okay, who's this fucking... Honestly, looked like he was melting. Looked like a melted candle. That's what he reminded me of. But here's an interesting one for you, right? So... Do you maybe think, right, so obviously there's this talk of this being like Klopp's last fucking stay with Liverpool, however long his contract lasts. You see what Gerrard is doing with fucking Rangers. Hey. Yeah. Oh, I see you with your smile on your face now. Is that what you're thinking? Is that what you... Because that to me is the only thing that makes sense, is that Gerrard is now off there in Scotland. He's busy with a very fucking good team. He's done fucking phenomenally. Yeah. And I don't blame him. That Rangers team is a real fucking good team, man. I'm going to get into Football Manager now, but I fucking took that Rangers team to a fucking Champions League semi-final. To a Champions League semi-final.
Lovely.
Yeah. And you know, I fucking lost to in the final. In the semi-final. Liver fucking pool.
There we go.
And yeah, in Football Manager, Liverpool just buy everything. Everything. Anything that moves and can kick a ball, Liverpool have fucking got them. So it's no fucking wonder. But yeah, he's got a good fucking team there. He's doing well with them. Yeah, how long before? Like, do you think Klopp sees out the remainder of his contract, current form, or at some point in the next like year or two? Questions are asked. Next thing you know, there's Stevie G.
Oh, there we go.
Back in the cop. And then he just goes on to fucking lose like 23 games in the season. Liverpool finished 16th. And it's back to the good old days. Back to the good old days.
I don't think, I think even, you know what I mean? I think Steve Gerrard will actually be the honourable one. And if he doesn't make it in the season, he'll step out on his own.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how I believe we are loyalists to Liverpool.
So what are you saying? You're saying Jurgen Klopp should take note?
I think, look, you know what, I always maintain this. I mean, Klopp has still got another, I don't know. I mean, he's still got another 5 seasons ahead of him for that matter. You know what I mean? He can have another 10 seasons ahead of him for all I care. You know what I'm saying? But he needs to be realistic and he needs to want it. You know what I mean? I think he really lost it. He really wanted it. I don't know.
You think he doesn't want it?
Yeah, no, there's something missing. There's something that I just,
Yeah, you know what it is? It's a fucking skyscraper of a Dutchman.
Oh, there we go. Go Van Dijk, eh?
Hey, Van Dijk. That's the key, man.
There we go.
And it's, yeah.
But even even if you, like I've seen I think 2 games this season, and
What?
I think I've seen 2 games. Right, no,
Hold on. And this is what you're basing all of this hatred off of.
No, and I can just see his attitude on the pitch. You know what I mean? If you take him back last season, he was on fire, man. You know what I mean? You could see those fucking white teeth. They were sticking out from the word go till the final whistle. You know what I mean? I've been dead serious.
You see, you're not seeing teeth.
No
teeth.
No.
What do you think is the problem? COVID.
I don't know.
COVID, Everybody's blaming COVID. Everybody's blaming COVID. That's the problem. Why aren't Liverpool winning? That'll be the thing.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's like you say, you know what I mean? Atmosphere, you know what I mean? Not fucking.
I think it's got to suck a bag of dicks to not be able to. And this is the worst thing. They've been fucking teased as well because remember the UK went to this like level 2 situation and they would allow like 2,000 fans into the stadium. And you had fans all of a sudden again.
That's it.
And the fans had to go away. And then it's got to fuck with.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's got to be terrible. It's got to be a terrible fucking like. I don't know. I think that's part of the reason why I've also just like, football is just fucking a problem to watch now because, listen, I don't care how good that dude is with that soundboard. I don't care how quick his fingers are, but listen to me. When an O shoots and that fucking thing is at least 5 meters wide and it fucking ends up in the fucking top stand, right? And then 10 seconds after, everybody's, listen to me.
Absolutely. There we go.
And it's over. We're already playing the other end now. Counter-attack's taking.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's a problem. They've gotten good though. I will say it's gotten much better, but it's just something, man. These things, like fighting is a very different thing to watch with no fans because it's been interesting from the perspective that you get to hear everything. To the breathing, to the shit talk, to the fucking in-between rounds, to the instructions from the corner. Everything. You know, that skin on skin, that fucking fist on chin, you hear it. You can hear everything. Yeah, I don't need to hear everything in football, man. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Football's a fairly boring game unless there's an atmosphere.
There we go.
And there's just not really been atmosphere. It's fucking... Have you seen some of this other shit? I've tried to watch fucking like NBA.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Save yourself the trouble. I've tried to watch some American football because there was a time when I was big into the NFL. The Ravens are my team. There was a time. But yeah, I've tried to watch because now there's just like so much time to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just to put something on and watch it because you're not going anywhere in the evening. Fuck it. Heaven forbid you get caught fucking 500 meters from your home and fucking at 9:15.
There we go.
You know, it's just a lot of time to fucking sit and watch stuff, and yeah, sports have been a problem, and it's starting to fucking grind on me. Like, I don't know what we got to do. Just give us the vaccine. That's all I'm. Fucking jab me with that fucking thing. Whatever it takes, just to make shit go back to normal.
That's it.
That's where I'm at this point. Either that or let the aliens come. Let's have that. Let's have it. Let's fucking. Best alien movie. What, like, you know, like that first kind of contact scene, like take me to your leader. That moment. What out of your movies? What's your best? You're gonna go with the one now everybody goes with.
I don't know.
Fucking Independence Day.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that is it. That's an Independence Day.
Good movie though. Yeah. Good movie. Mine. I always Mars Attacks. Do you remember Mars Attacks? It was like that. It was set in the 50s, and it was like a real kind of like caricature, like cartoon-esque version of like a Martian invasion. And then eventually, how they figured out how to kill the Martians is with this fucking Tiny Tim Tiptoe. You know Tiny Tim Tiptoe through some fucking crazy Hawaiian fucking music, some spacey music. But yeah. As I was saying before, we were so rudely fucking interrupted. So they figure out this way to like kill these aliens with this crazy music. They start driving around with these speakers and they blow it up. But it's like that was always my favorite growing up. Yeah, something's got to fucking happen. I've been saying this for a long time. Listen, if North Korea's gonna drop the bombs, if they're gonna fucking hit that fucking those nukes, they got to do it. Now's the time.
Yeah.
If China wants to take over, now's the time. If the aliens want to come, do it now.
You know what?
Please.
You know what? let's just face facts and, you know what I mean? Just sort of stare reality in the, you know what I mean? In the face or in the eyes, however you want to look at it. I mean, that's not impossible. You know what I mean?
It's definitely not.
You know, what's been transpiring in this fucking world for the last whatever years, whatever, and things have come up and things that we could never even anticipate, even believe it could actually happen. Fuck it. So what's going to be now that's not going to be believable? You know what I mean?
Well, alien invasion has to be it. Like, of all of those things.
No, absolutely.
Like, I don't know, I think, okay, yeah, you know, nuclear holocaust, fucking World War III, whatever it would be. Yeah, that'd be an interesting aftermath. I'd like to see how the world copes with that after that point. I'd just like to survive maybe a month after. Just to see what happens in that month after that. Yeah, then it's cool. Then the mutated freaks from under the ground or something, they can come get me. It's okay. We'll do a Gears of War fucking situation. I'll get eaten by whatever fucking arachnid fucking cockroach mutated fucking thing comes out the ground. But yeah, no, I think alien invasion, I don't know if they had to come and they were like, hey, listen, we were offering free rides wherever you want to go. I might be on that. I might just have to, hey, listen, I might go.
Yeah, you know what? At this stage in time, you know what I mean? I think any planet will be safer than this planet at this stage in time. You know what I mean?
Any planet will be safer than this.
You know what I mean? At this stage in time, you know. So you know what I mean? And all, you know what I mean? How does it? What's it? Is it Star Trek? Is it Beam Me Up, Scotty? Let's do that.
I'm trying, Captain. I can't give her any more. I'm giving her all she's got. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but seriously, I mean, you know what, we can all, I mean, however long you've been alive, whatever the case may be, if you can take yourself back to when you can remember, you know what I mean, what the weather was like, what the, you know what I mean, how there was sort of living conditions, whatever, compared to now, I mean, you know what I mean?
Wait, what do you mean?
Just all of our things have just sort of evolved, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
we're now hermit people.
I think of when I was 10 or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? You had a normal cold, and that was about it.
How many people were dropping dead from the normal cold?
Nah, man.
42,000 in a year?
Nah.
More?
Nah. Look here, you know what, from your, whatever, your perspective of people you knew, what you heard, or what news, look here, man. There wasn't, like, you know, even an alarming amount of people dying. No, definitely not.
No.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, look at nowadays, you know what I mean? I mean, fucking... You know what I mean? Whatever you touch, whatever you do, you're going to make sure you wash your hands afterwards. Like, you know what I mean?
Whatever you touch.
That's it.
Whatever you do. Wherever you go.
You know what I mean? You know, even too scared to get into a fucking relationship. Like, you need to understand, you know, wherever you be, whatever you be doing. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's
it's the conversation's become a whole different now. Have you been tested? And we're not talking about fucking about the HIV. We're not talking about the 3 series. No, have you been tested?
There we go, you know what I mean?
What do you mean? You got them antibodies, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Well, I mean, they're already talking about this rollout of this. What do they call this? Like a COVID, like a health passport type of a thing. Like, you know, you're gonna get vaccinated. They're gonna give you a piece of card, and they're gonna tell you to fucking fuck on with life, carry on.
There we go.
Fatom.
There we go, yeah.
Fatom.
But we see you in 6 weeks' time for the second one.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Bring that with, so
and you got to fucking every time you got to go, and then in order for you to do anything, I want to go to Durban on holiday. Oh, you want to fly? Okay, where's your vaccine?
There we go.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Look, it is gonna be. But at this point, like, honestly, at this point in time, take the fucking thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's just, or at least enough of us.
There we go, yeah.
Just take the fucking thing. So we can go back to, I mean, I haven't been to a beach in a long time, but gee, I'm going to a fucking beach when this shit's done.
Sure.
I'm parking. I'm fucking finding. I'm going somewhere and I'm going to see a beach for at least a week.
There we go.
You know? Because all I've been fucking looking at is my house, the road between my house and a couple of other places. That's my house again. Oh, Jesus.
No, look, it's been a serious sort of mind shift and, you know what I mean, a mind change. You know, but yeah. And unfortunately, you got to like sort of adapt. You know what I mean? You got to, and I suppose try and be a survivor.
Yeah,
that's it. Bottom line.
Got to check that leg kick.
That's it. Exactly.
You got to check that leg kick. And I think on that one, Mr. King, I want to say thank you.
Okay.
We're gonna call it there. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next cartoon.
Lekker, man.
All right, sweet as.
Sweet.